But he learned his courting from Martin and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I'm like, now what courting skills did Martin and Will Smith give in those shows? I don't know. I remember in the Fresh Prince, Will used to always giving them corny lines. Like, girl, you look so good. I wish I could grow you and plant a whole field of y'all. Like, I used to think that stuff was funny, but I hope he ain't using that in his dating life today. That's all I'm concerned. And then Martin, that's a whole nother mess. Except for when he actually was like romantic with Gina, he did have his moments. I don't know what courting he got from there, but it helps his confidence. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brenda Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brenda Yvonne. Here at my channel, we do fun recaps, reviews, and discussions of all of our favorite shows, y'all. It's Friday night, so of course, we gotta talk about Owns Ready to Love. We are in Fort Worth, Texas, adjacent to Dallas. Anyway, y'all, this is season 9, episode 2, The Bold. I think it's called The Good, Bad, and Freaky, something like that. It'll be correct in the title. Before we get into it, please do not forget to hit that thumbs up button, y'all. Please continue to subscribe to the channel. We still gotta get these numbers up, so thank y'all for your continued support of the channel, y'all. I'm gonna try not to be on here too long because I do have a toothache. So if I sound funny, please forgive me. It's because I have a toothache, okay? And, let me do some housekeeping. I will get to this week's Married at First Sight. I don't know if it will be a short or a full-on video. That show is just very difficult to review, but I'm trying not to give up on it, okay? Also, for Love and Marriage Huntsville, tomorrow night we will just do a regular recorded video. It will not be live because I forgot to create the post for the live, and it's been an extremely busy week, so we just gonna do a regular old video, but we'll go live for something else. Maybe when Love and Marriage DC comes back, maybe for the first episode, we can go live for that instead, all right? All right, let's get into this Ready to Love. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments about this second batch of singles. So, of course, we get 10 new singles this week. And y'all, we're going to just jump around and highlight the main important conversations because it was just a mixer. So, y'all know it wasn't given too much, but we're getting to meet the people, see how they vibe, and we get some weird conversations. But let me know what y'all thought of this week compared to last week. To me, it was two different vibes to me. Was it just me? Let me know what y'all think of these singles versus last week's singles as well. So let me just tell y'all who we got. As far as the men go, we got Chaz. He's 47. He's like a systems engineer, operations senior manager, something like that. I said, ooh, I love a man with a good old strong career title like that. I said, okay, come through, systems engineer, senior manager. I was ready to go off for that. Anyway, we also had Jonathan. I feel like he was 36 or 42. I don't know what he did. We had Alonso. He was 35. He was the one with the dreads. I didn't see what he did. And we had Lamar. Lamar's 42, I believe. And that was it. I think we only had 4 men. Yeah, Chaz, Alonso, Jonathan, and Lamar. We only have 4 men this time, and we had 6 ladies. So yeah, Patrice. She is the one that drives around celebrities and like a little party bus or the van or something. We have Patricia. She is in tech. That's why she moved to Dallas. We had Vanessa. She was the first one that came on. She's a flight attendant, I believe she said. And we had Laylen. I didn't catch her job. I think she's in her 30s. Vanessa's 35. We had Mya. She's 30. Didn't catch her job. And we had, what's her name? Rashina? She's a hairstylist. She has a hair salon. So, and I think she was, Patrice I know was 38. Rashina might have been in her like early 40s or late 30s. I couldn't remember. I didn't catch all the ages. Anyway, and I want to say Laylen was like 35, 30. No, Laylen was 40. Laylen was 40. Anyway, so we get everybody coming through. Vanessa comes in first. I thought, now when I saw Vanessa, she said she's 5'9". She's a tall girl. We like the tall girls. I was expecting a bit more oomph and confidence when I saw her because she had a strong presence about herself. Alonso came after that. He definitely has a strong presence. He said it's hard for him to date. Women don't take him seriously because he be dancing and skating and all that. He's cute. He just did a bit much for me and the type of man I like, but somebody liked it. Patrice liked it and Rashina liked it. They both was hollering, that's my man, my man, my man. But I think he's going to end up with Patrice, if I'm not mistaken by the previews. But anywho, we see Alonso and, Vanessa let us know in her confessional that she was previously married to a white man, and that did not work out. And now she wants to date someone who is more revolutionary minded like her, especially raising her African-American kids. Okay, she talking about she can get Black Panther in here real quick. Yeah, okay, girl. Good for you. She said, being a Black woman, now she want her a Black man. I ain't mad at that. And so then her and Alonso were talking. They, liked each other's dreads and all that good stuff. He trying to get the buddy pass. Patricia came. We found out she's in tech. Everybody's just mixing and mingling. We see Mya. All the men liked Mya and her little green dress. Mya was talking to Jonathan, and she was just saying like how she's went through a lot with dating. She wants someone that's, she wants to have fun. She wants a friendship. He said he wants the same thing. His previous marriage broke up due to a lack of communication, but he has a kid from that marriage. And so he said he wants to have fun in his relationship as well. He said that he learned, Mya wants to be courted. She want a man. Okay, she want a man. And Jonathan was saying like, yeah, you know what? And when it comes to courting, like I learned, because as a kid, he said he wasn't confident and he wasn't confident, and he didn't have a lot of self-esteem. But he learned his courting from Martin and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I'm like, now what courting skills did Martin and Will Smith give in those shows? I don't know. I remember in the Fresh Prince, Will used to always giving them corny lines. Like, girl, you look so good. I wish I could grow you and plant a whole field of y'all. Like, I used to think that stuff was funny, but I hope he ain't using that in his dating life today. That's all I'm concerned. And then Martin, that's a whole nother mess. Except for when he actually was like romantic with Gina, he did have his moments. I don't know what courting he got from there, but it helps his confidence. I could see that with him actually. All right, good for him. And so then we also saw Jonathan speaking with Laylen, and they find out they have some similarities. She's from Sierra Leone, and he is from Nigeria, but he was born in the U.S. He said he is helping to grow his family's company. I believe they do metal recycling, if I'm not mistaken. And so they really kind of hit it off. They had a good vibe between them. Laylen said she got a whole list of positive things she wants to bring to the table when she meets these guys. So she's reading her list off in a confessional. They got to have fresh breath. They got to be able to do this and that. It was something funny she said. I can't remember what it was now, but she was reading off her little list in the confessional. That was cool. So then we saw Alonso and Patrice hit it off. Alonso likes to skate. Patrice likes to skate. She said she dated men younger than Alonso. She didn't, follow the rules and it was straight-laced all this time. And, I know what Laylen said. Let me back up. It just hit me before I forget. She said she wanted a man that could wash her hair. Now, when it comes to me and my hair, I don't want a man touching it. I don't want a man washing my hair. Like, let me do that already. I don't like washing my hair because it's a lot of work, because my hair is thick and it's kind of long. So it's exhausting when I have to wash my hair, okay? It's tiring on arms. I got a system now, so it's not so bad, but I don't like washing my hair. And I don't want a man trying to untangle my curl. I don't want, let me deal with that, okay? I don't want you in my head. I just never been into that. But some women like that. Y'all let me know in the comments, do you want a man to wash your hair? I ain't into it, but if you like it, I love it. Anyway, back to Alonso and Patrice. So, like I said, they were hitting it off over skating. Patrice said she would date her younger man. She really liked Alonso. They really were having a good vibe and all that. And he said the conversation really flowed and he gave her his number. Okay. We also saw Lamar talking with, I want to say it was Rashina and Vanessa. And they were asking, what do you like in a relationship or in a partner or something? He said he likes somebody that's spontaneous. He's like, for example, if I said, let's go jump in that skinny dip in the pool right there, would you do it? And so, at first both ladies said they weren't spontaneous, but then once he said that, Rashina said, okay, maybe she is spontaneous. And she said, as far as the guy's looks, Lamar was more of her type because he had the beard and all that. Lamar was okay looking until he opened his mouth, and then I was like, no ma'am. And it was funny because Jonathan was saying the same thing in his confessional. He said, you know, a woman could be looking good, smelling good, real pretty, but then, you know, they can open their mouth and something could go wrong. And then he was like, oh, I should have said that. So anyway, and so he was like, you know, what if we go on the first, Lamar was saying, what if we go on the first date to the new beach? And so Vanessa was like, no, no. Not for me. The girls was like, I don't know about that. And so Vanessa's thing is like, I like to know ahead of time what we're doing so I can be prepared to bring my best self. I ain't mad at that. Like, I'm not the most spontaneous person. I try to work on it, being flexible, being spontaneous. Like, if I'm already out for the day and one thing leads to the other, of like, you know, let's go do this, let's go do that. Okay, that's one thing, but I do like to have a plan. So, he's like, what if, you know, we just go on the first date, new beach? Nobody want to go on their first date to no new beach with you, sir. So she said, well, if a man, she said, no, that's not appropriate for her. She said, if a man took me out on our first date to a new beach, then that would show me that he doesn't really know me like that, or is trying to get to know me like that. And I said, I know that's right. I appreciated Vanessa setting a hard boundary in that moment, and I wasn't mad at that. Yeah, it's just not anything goes over here, Lamar, so you could go on with that. And speaking of Lamar, let's just get him out the way, because he talking about he like threesomes and all this stuff. So they have played a game, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And so, what's the girl name? Patricia brought it up later on. So she's like, about these threesomes, like, you really be doing the threesomes? And he said, yes. And he was like, she said she's not really with that. She's not into that. And he's like, oh, is that because you're territorial? You get jealous and all that? Like, it has nothing to do with being territorial. Like, just because a person doesn't want to have a threesome, it doesn't mean that they are territorial. It's called they don't want to have a threesome, okay? And when you have a threesome, you opening up your relationship to some stuff you may not have wanted to open it up to, especially a marriage. So, I mean, to each his own. If you into the threesome stuff, but, you know, you got to be careful with all that. So I'm not mad at it. You know, people into it, they into it, they not. We also see a conversation with Jonathan and Rashina. They didn't really hit it off. He was getting like brother-sister vibe from her. She was talking about she liked to get her nails done, toes done, everything did. She got her lashes. And so they had a lot of dead space. He's like, what's your favorite movie? She said The Best Man. He's like, which one? She said the first one. Like, they wasn't talking about nothing. There's a lot of conversations like that, unfortunately. At some point, Nephew Tommy did come out and tell them, you know, he had a mixer the day before with 10 other singles, and now they having this mixer, and everybody gonna meet up at the brunch. Okay, and so he let them know what was going on, and that the men were into power, and one of the ladies would be getting sent home. I almost forgot to mention that. We also saw a conversation with Alonso and Vanessa, and again, we had a lot of awkward energy. Vanessa and Mya were talking about relationship stuff, and then Alonso came, and then Mya excused herself, and then Alonso's trying to ask her, you know, like, what's her favorite TV show? You know, what about her past relationships? She was married, got divorced in 2019. Like, she just wasn't saying nothing. Like, it was a lot of quiet space. I'm sure it was edited that way, though, but Alonso said he wasn't getting what he needed to get from Vanessa. She wasn't really Vanessa just didn't give what I thought she would give y'all. Was it just me? So anywho, we did see Chaz speak with Rashina, and he liked that, you know, all the ladies had their heels on. He liked him with feminine women, and he said he liked the shoes she had on, and so she said, you know, she is into the beauty industry, hair, nails, lashes, and she said, I believe she said she has 2 boys. Yeah, she does. And so, and also Lamar used to be a coach, and they talked about that also. Anyway, and so she was asking Chaz, like, I'm not sure if Chaz was previously married or not, but why he hasn't, like, had kids and all that, started a family. And so he said, it's just been really hard for him because he did have a son, and that son would be 20 years old now. However, that son passed away when the baby was 6 years old, and it's just been hard to, like, I guess, get past. I don't know. I don't want to say it's been hard for him to get past it, but he's had a hard time, like, getting back to that point where he feels that fire for somebody else. So I guess He said, they had the baby shower, they had the baby, and then, the baby died at 6 years old. And it's just been hard to, like, I guess, connect with somebody on that level. So I guess he has had a hard time getting over it. And I felt really bad for him. But Rashina did appreciate him opening up about that. And he said it's also hard for him to date in Dallas because he live in the suburbs. And she's like, okay, we can do stuff in the suburbs. She ready to come down to the suburbs for her man, okay? But hopefully Chaz can find somebody else and move on. That's really sad. It really was. So then at some point, Nephew Tommy gathers everybody together to play a game, right? And it's basically the same game they played last week, y'all, but in reverse. So now the women are going to answer questions about the men. So all 4 men's names were on a horseshoe. And Nephew Tommy called it, what did he call it? It was something about they dating profiles. I forgot the name of the game. But like I said, it was basically last week's game in reverse. So basically, like, taking stuff from, like, I guess what the men said that day and their dating profile. And the women have to answer questions, okay? So we're not going to go through every single question. One of the questions was, which man said he had the best sexual experience of his life when a woman touched his gooch? So then Mya was trying to explain what a gooch was in the confessional. I was thinking that was going to be Alonso or Lamar, but it turned out to be Jonathan. Now, if y'all don't know what a gooch is, y'all better go on and Google it and figure it out, okay? Because I ain't going to explain it on here for y'all. But there are men who are liking the gooch, okay? They like it to be touched and all that good stuff. Another question was, which man likes thick thighs? Of course, that was Alonso. Threesome question, that was Lamar. Which man said they were saving, they haven't had kids because they want to have it with the person they're married to. We know that was Alonso. He did say that to, I think he said it to Patrice. I want to say that's who he said it to. Chaz don't like y'all wearing all that makeup and them lashes. He said the makeup make you look like a Muppet and the lashes make it look like you about to claw his eyes out. And that was Chaz, and Rashina was like, that was my top pick, but we gonna work through that. Now, I don't like when men, is it just me? Y'all let me know in the comments, but I don't like it when men comment on women wearing too much makeup or too much lashes or too much weave or whatever, the wigs. Like, don't worry about how I want to be beautiful and enhance my beauty. Yeah, some people can do too much, and I get it. If you don't like it, that's fine, then move along. But if a woman wants to wear her lashes and her wigs and her long nails to make herself feel beautiful, if that's what makes her feel beautiful, then let her do that. I just don't like when men comment on that. Like, I'm okay with another woman commenting on it because we wear the stuff, so we know. And I don't like certain things. Like, I don't like, I've worn longer lashes than I got. I need to get my lashes done. But, some of them can be too long in my opinion. But if that's what the person like, they like it. But I just didn't like all that. Also, when Patrice heard Alonso say he want to have kids, she said she'll go on and bust him out some kids. I'm like, girl, ain't you 38 though? I'm not saying she can't do it. I'm just saying she's ready to claim him. Okay. And then at some point, Patrice was claiming Alonso. Oh, we'll get to that part. Let me not skip ahead to that part. Anyway, so then they did all the questions. It came down to Laylen and Mya. They were tied, and Mya got the winning question about which man watched Martin and Living Single to get his confidence in courting. Or Martin and Fresh Prince, but he's still living single is how Nephew Tommy did the joke. And Mya won because she had the conversation with him, so she remembered it, okay? So Mya is, again, whoever wins is safe from elimination, so Mya is safe from elimination, okay? So then Nephew Tommy's like, okay, we're going to deliver. Y'all got to still get to know these fellas because we are going to deliberate, and the lady's going home tonight. So we see Alonso talking to, I believe he's talking to Patricia and Rashina. And he's like, what are 3 words you would describe good sex? So Patricia says slow, gentle, and passionate, something like that. And then Rashina says slow, passionate and nasty. And so then Alonso in his confession was like, that was the word I'm looking for, is nasty. Rashina, it is. I was like, what that mean, Rashina, it is? Is that the one he finna go after to conquer in the bedroom? If y'all know what I mean. Is that what you about to do, Alonso? Yeah, the freaky in the title came from him and Lamar. We got that part. Anywho, because all they was talking about was sex, sex, sex. Okay, and Rashina was like, yes, I said nasty. And she was like, yes, me and Alonso was vibing. He was giving my man vibes. And I was like, how was he giving my man? Rashina, girl, how was Alonso giving my man? Because that's not what he was giving to me. If he was giving my man to anybody, it would have been the Patrice girl. Like, what you talking about? Anyway, I don't see it. Then we did see Chaz talk to Vanessa. They were just talking about how they like the sunrise and the sunset. And Chaz said, when you see the sunset, it looks like God painted the sky. And a lot of sunsets do look like that. And Vanessa said it's very breathtaking, and she said, he asked her, is God something important in her life? She said, yes, it is, seeing the beauty of God and all that. And he's like, is that something you want a partner? She said, yes, it is. And she said she's been married before. And she's not so concerned about getting married again as much as she wants a partner who, has the things that she wants. And he asked what those were. And she said integrity, same moral values. Someone who's gonna, stand up. Someone who's gonna also go to therapy because that's important to her. And he was like, man, it's like me and you could have talked all day because I've been saying that same thing all day. So they really, really hit it off. And I can see a spark between them. I wouldn't mind if they got together. I think they make sense together. I really do. Then we saw Jonathan talking to, is it Patricia with the blue dress? Patricia. So he's asking her, like, girl, why you so single out here? You ain't found nobody as good as you look. Oh, people kill me when they say that. And so she was like, no, I want to find somebody that looks past all this. Okay, girl. So she says it's been really hard. She has a hard time letting her guard down, trying to feel vulnerable with somebody. She doesn't trust too many men where she feels that way. She hasn't always felt safe enough in prior relationships. And then she also wants her partner to feel safe enough. Jonathan feels like she has a guard up. He understands why, but she still needs to be able to let that guard down and be vulnerable. And she definitely has a guard up. Like, you could feel it on the screen. So then we saw Patricia talking to Lamar about the whole threesome thing. And I think by that time is when nephew Tommy walked up and he's like, y'all having, the right kind of conversations? And he was like, yeah, we're just picking her brain, whatever. So then he pulled him in the side. I was like, they are not having the right conversations, Tommy. They are really not. So he pulled her aside, right? And, he pulled the men aside, to deliberate. And basically the women like the men like Laylen. They like, what's that girl's name? Mya is just so feminine. She's sexy. She's beautiful. They like Mya. They like Laylen. Chaz liked Vanessa. Somebody liked Patrice. Somebody might have liked Rashina. And then who they didn't like, Patricia had her guard up. Some people didn't like Vanessa, just didn't feel like she gave enough. Rashina gave a homegirl vibe to a couple of the men. Didn't seem like she was open. Now, on the other outside of the house, we got the women outside by the pool, and they doing their own deliberation. And I was like, not production letting the women deliberate like they let the men deliberate last week, but this time they was doing the whole production of it, showing the flashback scenes and everything. I said, okay, we're going to get a double deliberation that we didn't ask for, but I ain't mad at it. So the women, I think they said they liked Jonathan and Chaz and Alonso. They're not feeling Lamar. He was off-putting with his new beach and threesome conversations. Vanessa is worried she may be eliminated. She thinks that, somebody would have called her name for elimination. Laylen is also concerned for her girl Vanessa because she feels like Vanessa is not that confident. I guess Vanessa is lacking some confidence there. I don't understand why she just seems so, to me, kind of regal, and she had a presence about herself, so I'm surprised she doesn't have confidence, but you just never know. Just the same way, like Laylen said, she didn't realize Jonathan, was lacking confidence because he said one of the questions in the game was that which man said that he gave a lot of himself to his prior marriage and he doesn't want to do that again. And that was Jonathan. And Laylen was surprised because she didn't even know he had been married. I was like, girl, what she was talking to him about? But you just never know. People can look like they would be confident and they're not confident. Just looks are deceiving. I hurt my tooth. Anyway, so then, you know, Alonso comes to get the ladies. Nephew Tommy does the deliberations of it all. Now, he called Vanessa, Rashina, and Patricia down to the carpet. And Nephew Tommy then proceeds to give feedback. And my thing is, why does Nephew Tommy always have to give feedback to the ladies? Like, we see this every season, right? Because last week, he did not give feedback to those men. He just told them quickly, what's his name, you not ready to love. What's his name, Dimitri? I don't even remember his name. DeMonte, who cares? So, you know, we told Rashina, you know, you need to open up more, but you staying. Vanessa, you need to give a little bit more, but you staying. But Patricia, girl, you are not ready to love. And then Patricia was crying, talking about she went to therapy. She did her self-awareness, her work. And she didn't want to talk no more on camera, so she turned her back and she was crying. And Nephew Tommy told Vanessa to work on the thing. Some men said, take the feedback. And I was like, why is you giving this feedback? Vanessa happy she not going home, but she sad for her girl, Patricia. And that was the end of the episode, y'all. Next week, we're going to see the brunch. We're going to see everybody come together, mix and mingle. That is what I'm most excited for, y'all. Let me know what y'all thought of this episode and this particular mixer. Did you like it better than last week? Or did you like it better this week? Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video where you like to share your content. Tag me on Twitter at Brandy Yvonne. And I'll talk to y'all probably tomorrow about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Bye.